Hi, I'm going to train you on memory improvement technique called the rhyming word system, where you can easily remember and recall hundreds of words. Before we start, let's see how you have performed in the last test. I'm sure there are some who scored very good and could recollect all the words, and there are some who had difficulty remembering words. I will teach you a technique where you can easily remember words. This technique is useful for both who could recollect all the words and the ones who were not able to do it. We are going to be working on memorization, and more specifically, we are going to be looking at a really sleek system that you can apply to just about any list or thing you need to put in a chronological order, and it really helps you to memorize quickly and efficiently. Mnemonic system. A system for memorizing quickly and efficiently. There are many methods that have been created to help an individual's memory, and what I'm offering here is the best one from my experience. Like many of them out there, this is a mnemonic device. Though it is an old mnemonic device, it is continually being reapplied in new scenarios. The rhyming word system is a rhyming and visualization mnemonic device that is great for memorizing lists or remembering a particular order of things. As an example, we will use the rhyming word system for a list of 10 things. There are people who can remember even 300 words with practice. You can start with 10 and can reach to 300. Here's how it works. Number. Here we are going to talk about 1 to 10 numbers. Rhyme. We will assign a rhyme for each number. Example: 1. Bun. 2. Shoe. 3. Tree, etc. Association. Create a story for each rhyme, keeping you in the story and ending it with the hook. Recall. The hook will be then replaced by the object which you need to recall. Rhymes. Create a list of 10 words that rhyme with the numbers 1 to 10. Here's an example list if you want to make it easy on yourself. 1. Bun. 2. Shoe. 3. Tree. 4. Door. 5. Hive. 6. Sticks. 7. Heaven. 8. Gate. 9. Wine. 10. Hen. Association. You have to create a rhyme for each number. With practice, you can remember all rhymes. Create a story for each rhyme. You need to keep in mind certain things when you create a story. Keep your story creative. Story should be self-centric. Story should end with hook. Close your eyes and visualize the story which you have created. It will help you to remember the rhyme and the story. 1. Bun. Imagine yourself getting up early in the morning, feeling hungry, realizing that there is nothing to eat at home, and you decide to go out. You reach a bakery and ask for a bun. When the shop owner gives you the bun, you realize that it's not a bun, but it is a hook. 2. Shoe. While walking on the street, you happen to see a bunch of people running after someone. When you look at the first person, you're shocked to see that instead of wearing shoes while running, he's wearing a hook. 3. You are in a garden, sitting under the tree with your friend and chatting for a long time. You were so engrossed talking to each other that you didn't realize something falling from the tree. So you look at the tree to see what's fallen, but suddenly realize that hook is falling. Door. You're eagerly waiting for your friend at home, and someone rings the doorbell. You rush towards the door and open it, expecting your friend, but you're shocked to see a hook instead of your friend. Hive. You have gone to visit the nearest cave on Sunday morning with your friends. You see a hive while walking towards the cave. Your friend draws your attention to a honeybee. You suddenly turn your head to look at it, but instead of a honeybee, you see a hook. Sticks. When I was coming back from the cave, the same friend who asked me to see the honeybees shouted loudly and asked me to pick up the stick which was shining bright. I moved forward to pick the shining stick, but when I looked at it, it was a hook. Heaven. We have heard so much about heaven and hell in our life, always anxious about where we will go after death. One day, you see a dream where you are about to reach the heaven. You see the cloudy atmosphere, and you see someone coming from that cloud. You go closer to see who it is, but you see a hook in that cloud. Gate. You heard something happening on the fence of your gate, so you rush to the gate to check who's there. You see someone fighting outside the gate, so you open the gate, but when you reach there, you realize there was nothing but a hook. Wine. You are visiting a vineyard with your family to taste wine. The owner of the wine production company welcomes you and offers you to taste their wine. He gives wine to your parents first, and now it's your turn. So you hold the wine glass in your hand. When you go for a sip, you realize that it's not wine, but you're holding a hook. Hen. Remember the last time you visited your farm? It was a wonderful experience with your animals on the farm. You still remember an incident when you were after a red hen you had difficulty catching. Fortunately, you succeeded in catching the hen, but when you looked at the hen, you realized that it wasn't a hen, but a hook. Some more rhymes for you. In the future, you can create more. 1. Bun. 2. Shoe. 3. Tree. 4. Door. 5. Hive. 6. Sticks. 7. Heaven. 8. Gate. 9. Wine. 10. Hen. 11. Leaven. 12. Shelf. 13. Hurting. 14. Courting. 15. Lifting. 16. Cystine. 17. Leavening. 18. Waiting. 19. Knighting. 20. Plenty. Now, write down a list of things to remember. 1. Pen. 2. Car. 3. Chair. 4. Apple. 5. Arrow. 6. Bag. 7. Ball. 8. Bed. 9. Book. 10. Bottle. How it works. Close your eyes and remember the rhymes which you have created. 1. Bun. If you remember, we have seen you going to the bakery to buy a bun. When the bakery owner gives you the bun, you had seen a hook. But now you need to see the word which you need to remember. For example, pen. 2. Shoe. This story, you have seen people walk wearing the hook. So here you will see a car rather than a shoe. Do this for the rest of the numbers and see the magic. 1. Bun. Replace it with a pen. 2. Shoe. Replace it with a car. 3. Tree. Replace it with a chair. 4. Door. Replace it with an apple. 5. Hive. Replace it with an arrow. 6. Sticks. Replace it with a bag. 7. Heaven. replace it with a football. 8. Gate, replace it with a bed. 9. Wine, replace it with a book. 10. Hen, replace it with a bottle. Recall. You need to recall all words which you have seen earlier instead of hook. 1. Pen. 2. Car. 3. Chair. 4. Apple. 5. Arrow. Now you can practice here and remember more and more numbers. You're now ready to use the first level where you can remember 10 words. We have already given you rhymes till the 20th number. Rest you can create on your own. If you want to go one level up, then you need to create your own rhymes along with the stories. You can practice this system only once a day. You can create an online competition with your friends and compare your scores with them. We have shown you one of the mnemonic methods for you to practice. You can learn or use any mnemonic method to use our practice app. Till today, you must have asked someone to take your practice to use a similar technique, and most of the time the answer was, "I am busy." Now, you don't need to ask anymore. Learn Buddy brings you the practice app which will replace that person. And now you can practice anytime, anywhere. How the app works. You need to achieve a certain percentage to go to the next level. Put the headphones on. Look for a quiet place to sit and practice. When you close your eyes, the app gives you one word at a time, keeping some time gap between two words. When the app gives you a word, you need to close your eyes and visualize. Example: 1 bun. You need to visualize the bakery owner giving you a pen if you want to remember pen. Each time you will have a different list of words. After the completion of words, the app will give you some time to revise and recollect the words. App will then ask you the question. Example: the words for the numbers 1, 2, 3, etc. You will then get a score, and this will be then compared with your peers. You can have an online competition with your friends. You just need to invite them and set a date and time. You can do this practice only once a day. Now you can start using our practice app. Thanks.